Hello everyone, welcome to the 12th episode of Talking Times. I am Maick Ofel, and today I will need you to send a lot of questions in the chat, okay? We have a very interesting topic today. I'm here with Douglas Marques. He is an excellent Times teacher, and we're gonna talk about digital marketing, okay? You're about to meet him right after our podcast intro. Let's go. Douglas, welcome, man.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. Before we start, can you please introduce yourself to our listeners?
All right, so like I said, I'm Douglas. I work as a teacher at Times Idiomas, and I have been working with digital marketing for, I guess, 5 years now.
A lot of time.
Yes, this has been a very interesting journey because this is a type of job that changes all the time.
Okay.
Everything's changing, and you need to pay attention and to update yourself.
Yeah, Douglas, guys, we kind of separated a lot of interesting stories, that he will disclose. A lot of secrets too. Douglas, the most important thing for us to start, can you explain, I remember the office, explain like I'm a child, what is digital marketing? What are the types of digital marketing?
Right. So, the first rule of marketing is to make the right offer at the right time in the right place.
Okay.
And nowadays everyone is online. If you think about like how often do you see people looking at their phones?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
We cannot be bored anymore.
Yeah, like even if you go, to a restaurant, there is a TV on, but everyone is looking at their phones.
Now even the menu is digital now.
Yeah,
so people,
for sure.
I go to places where I feel like, well, oh yes, you have to scan it.
I hate that, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. The old guy in me sometimes complains too. I know.
Yes, for sure. So because everyone is online, you need to make marketing in a digital way. And when you do things digital, it's different, especially because you have a lot of data that the companies collect from us, so
even when we are unaware.
Yes. So they do that so they can help you to make the right offer at the right time in the right place.
Nice. I step back. People that are not familiar with the term, I remember when I started the university course, we had this class about marketing. What exactly was marketing? And at the university was all about the correct strategy, like to give the correct product or service to the correct target audience. So it's not like Exactly. And people imagine that it was something like in the middle of a show I say, okay, if you are thirsty, drink blah 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 water. It's not. They imagine marketing was that. That's one of the multiple strategies you can use. So what brought you to this area, Douglas? How was it? Like, I want to work with that.
Like, I have to tell you, it was almost an accident, to be honest.
Me too, man. Yeah.
So I was studying business, and I had a good teacher that it was just one semester about marketing. And I liked that class, and then I started to work at the college. I worked at Jaguariúna at Universidade de Jaguariúna, Unifage.
Okay.
So I started to work there in an area that was responsible to make contact with the students and the companies. And so at the time we had some events, and the Department of Art at Unifage was responsible to create the arts. But there were too many things for too little people.
Okay.
So once they created the art at the same day of the event. So I said, okay, this is too late. It's clear that you can do that. So can I create the art and you just approve it? And they said, all right. Like it's better for me actually.
Okay, so you had like a complete freedom to do that.
Yeah, so I start to create art for the events, for the announcements, for everything. So I start just creating art, and then I start to post things on Instagram, and I start to get interested in this area.
So it was like, when you say art, you mean like creating logos and using the correct font, colors, like a banner.
Yes, making posts basically, or I don't know, like to inform people about something.
Okay.
And so I my boss was that teacher of marketing. So
nice.
he was working there at the university, and he said, "Man, I think you should study more about that. I see that you know some things, and I don't know, maybe you have a career and you don't know." So I wanted to work more there, but to be honest, like the structure, they didn't have space for me, they didn't room for me. So I started to look for another job, and then I found a job in a company called Post Global. This company was working with post graduation, and then they gave me the opportunity, and they said, "We know you don't know, like you're not the expert, but you have the desire. So here you have you can make mistakes."
No, okay, no pressure. Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like they really helped me, because they said, like, we don't have money to hire a specialist, so we will hire you. You can make mistakes and you will learn along the way.
Oh, but that's actually amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, because it's a win-win then. It's a total win-win. And something that for me was actually a surprise when I started. I graduated in propaganda, so I had a few marketing classes there, digital marketing too, and it's like a multidiscipline course. You study a lot of stuff, and people imagine, you have to be a good salesman. No, there are people that are very introverted, and they are responsible for creating like the technical aspects of the thing, like what's the correct color for the correct product, so you will not cause a bad experience to the customer. How was your course? Was something similar? You studied a lot of different topics.
So when I was graduating, it was business. So I basically learned what you've learned, like the 4 Ps. We had some opportunities to study digital marketing, because in that university they like to take like real companies from Jaguariúna in the region, and we have to find solutions for them, and many times the solution was digital.
Makes sense. Yeah. When you were a kid, Douglas, did you have this kind of urge, like you were good to creating things, and was that like a route there for the profession you are now?
Man, I was always creative, and I always loved to like use computers and mess with things. I remember I used to make some montages,
like hockey ball training. Just
yeah, like a video and
it was video then.
Yeah, video and with pictures too.
Nice.
Like, for example,
imagine he says, "I am responsible for the video. O cara tossiu." Man, it would be
like my first Photoshop.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Or the lyrics mishmash with nitrous, or you can Google that later, guys.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Like my first Photoshop was actually like I had a relative in my family, and he was getting bald. And he said, "Hey man, can you like put some hair here behind my head?" And I said, "All right."
And then you put a raccoon.
So my first Photoshop edits was that way. So yeah, like again, like I had the opportunity, I had the hardware, and one thing led to another.
Nice. And you use those in your classes too when you create?
Yes.
That's very cool. It's something that I like to do here when we are creating like a movie class, a song class. You can use this kind of things. Oh, I want to cause this impact to the student at that time, you know. Is it difficult, Douglas, for a professional nowadays to start working with these? Because, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, the impression that I have is since everything is digital, we have people working from home, we have these websites that are kind of, you have the preset. So I have the impression that it is easy to get things started, but very tough to kind of bite a share of the marketing because the things are already happening.
Easy to learn, hard to master.
Oh, damn. No, that was like a Jedi thing.
Exactly, that's how I feel about this area. Because you can understand the basics really fast, but like the real deal, you will learn just by doing that. And that's the difficult part. Like I had that opportunity and I made a lot of mistakes.
No.
But like with every mistake you learn something, you get better. And that's the difficult part. Like who will allow you to spend their money, to waste their money, to make mistakes?
Yeah, it's not like we were joking before the nephew thing, you know. Oh, I will ask my nephew to do this job.
He's a really good boy.
Yeah, really good boy. Yeah, he understands about computer. You're talking about a budget, a deadline. What's the kind of pressure that a professional that works with digital marketing has?
I would say that the worst part is that these things takes time. It takes time, and it's like it's usually like 6 months.
Okay.
So it's difficult for like a boss to understand. Hey, for 6 months you have to spend a lot of money, but maybe you will not have any return in 6 months.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
I heard that before too.
It depends on its case by case, and like for example, when I was working with post-graduation, in 3 months we start to see a difference. 3-4 months, and we start to see the results. And there's a second problem, like sometimes things change. So for example, I used Google for a time, and then they said, okay, if you want to use Google, you need to install an API. It's basically a thing inside the website. And our website was like, it was not ready for that. So we had to do everything again, do another website, like pay for another host. So we lost 1 month just by doing that. So
and
like I said,
your boss sometimes doesn't understand the technical aspect.
Yeah.
The client doesn't too, you know.
Yes, because like man, like they are make some investment. They want to see like the results. And it's difficult to explain some things. Okay.
If there is, let's suppose there is this person that wants to start working this career, what would be your recommendations? What should this person do?
Well, there are a lot of videos of people commenting about that on the internet. I think you should first understand what is it about, what we have to do every day, because for example, some people say, oh, I like marketing because I don't have to deal with numbers. You get like, if you work with digital marketing, you have to get a lot of metrics and see if things are working right. And so you have to deal with them. At least you need to understand Excel, how to make some formulas, you know, average, sum.
That's why I suck with my analytics there. It's the numbers, you see. YouTube does that too, you know, you have to see how are the videos going, and it gives you all the profile of your audience too, you know, in a way. So you can kind of adjust the content to who is watching, you know.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So understand about the thing. Okay. Would you say that is it the same or is different, for example, to enroll in a university to do the proper course, or you could do like a lot of free courses, like because that's something that is very common online. Yeah, I'm saying this. You know, a lot of people, you know, are selling stuff online. I'm gonna open a social media here that's gonna pop an ad, you know.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't know if I can trust in these people. Like there are some good guides on like Udemy, for example, that teach you the basics.
Okay.
I don't know about like the specific parts. I've watched some of them, but like I said, like I don't trust them too much. Like I think I learned a lot when I was doing my MBA. And again, I was lucky because I was working for a company that worked with post graduation. So I did it for free. So my boss said, "Oh, we are going to open a class. So if you want to join us, it's all right. All right, so for free."
Okay.
Right? And I learned a lot, man, a lot, because we had teachers that worked in the area, so they had many tricks, basically.
That's nice. Because one thing is the theoretical thing you get in textbooks. The other thing is like, well, that's beautiful on the paper, on the book, but that's how it happens in the real world.
No, and in Brazil, things are different in Brazil.
Really? Yeah, Vin Diesel will agree with you.
like you have many times like successful stories about things that happen in America, but things here are different. Budget, it's usually way smaller, and the tastes, the kind of people, like depending on the things, like some people prefer one kind of social media and then the other. So you need to pay attention at all those things. And like I said, my teachers, they love to show us the tools. So I learned, for example, Google, they showed me like, oh, this is how a real ad works. And the teacher, like, he created in front of us, so I'll create one.
That's very practical things.
Yeah. Because you need to understand like the power of that, like what you can do, what you cannot do.
Okay.
And it opens your mind.
Yeah, this will be my next question to you, because I was kind of divided when I thought about I have a lot of examples close to me that people who went to the university and they don't work in the area, so I think it might be a waste of time, because I don't want to be that guy who works behind the computer. Like I am a creative person too, but that's the thing. My story was I wanted to do psychology, but back there when I was enrolling for universities, I had to work and study to be able to do it. And the courses were all full-time. So I said, okay, I need to study something. So my second option was propaganda, because I saw, psychology of the consumer, psychology, and I enrolled for that. But what happened? It really changed me, you know, the things I like to study today, how I see people, you know, like I had a whole semester about mass manipulation, you know, Edward Bernays, you know, man, it's crazy stuff, and you see that in ads.
Skinner box.
Yeah, exactly. You see that in politics today.
Yeah.
How have you changed after you started to studying this? Because you can't be the same.
Yeah, man. Like, I can't see an ad anymore without thinking, what are they trying to do? What is this trying to convey, you know? I have this problem now. Every ad, I pay attention at, it's like, why are they showing a person that has this look in this place? Why the colors are, you know, this way? And so all these details.
So there's always a reason for it to be. And this is something that is nice for you to explain to our listeners. How is the structure of an ad? Are there any coincidences there, or like you said, the people, the lexical choices, like the exact words you choose, how does it influence in how the thing works?
For sure. For example, when I worked at the college or even post-graduation, because you are educational like you need to like choose the words carefully. You can't like make fun of everything. You can't make jokes. Everything needs to be serious. Like this is the first thing. The second thing, the pictures. So, and that was the worst part for me because I had to find pictures of people. For example, a doctor. So I had to find someone with the correct clothes.
The stereotypes.
Stereotypes. We work a lot with stereotypes. And it was difficult to find people who look like Brazilians.
Understand.
Because we, as Brazilians, we are a very mixed race. And so, for example, the kind of white person was not exactly the kind of white person we see here. The kind of black person and so on. So it was, for me, it was difficult to find the right, someone I could look and say, okay, this is
relatable.
Yes, yes. Okay. I was always worried about that.
Okay, I have an ad absurdum example. It's like I wanna sell a hotel, okay, spot there for like a weekend, and then I put a robot with a lot of robot kids, the best for your family. You will say, what the hell? So they normally show kids, normally is a couple. They normally show like a cis couple as well, like, you know, everybody laughing together. Normally they are having breakfast and like, and it's a very light environment. Yeah, it's like the Doriana old commercials. Oh, pay us. Okay, we have people interacting in the chat. Okay. Hello, Jackson. Hi, Kaveh. Hi, Marianne. Okay, Jackson is asking here, are there misconceptions in your area? For example, I'm a software developer and always people ask me to fix their laptops. Oh, very good question, Jackson. What are the misconceptions of, like, the correct name is marketeer if you are a marketing professional? Or you say market guy, like.
Normally, I just say that because I feel like marketeer are those like high level.
Okay, I understand. Okay, but what are the common misconceptions that people have?
Usually they don't understand how much time it takes for everything.
Yes.
Like they think that, for example, if you say I have to prepare an art, they say, oh, just open Canvas and it's everything's there, it's ready. And I don't know, like no, it's not that way.
Yeah, the clients normally say this, right? Oh, but I don't like this color. My favorite color is blah blah blah. So, man.
Yeah, the pictures you have a stock image, like just go there and download. No, like we have the license. I can't take every picture. Do you want to
Johnny Depp in my ad? It's like
like people don't understand that, and they don't understand. For example, when you're creating an ad, you need to like look for research, like maybe check the I forgot the name. That study of like Brazil demographics.
Okay, it's IBGE, I guess.
Yes. For example, I'm making an ad in Campinas, so I need to check what kind of people do we have in Campinas. So the age.
A lot of research involved then.
Yes, for sure. Because and actually, like I even said that you can even use these tools like before you open something in a city, because maybe you can check, we have a lot of old people in the city, and so I think like opening a nightclub is not a good idea.
Exactly. And this is something that when I started studying as a man, we use this all the time. For a job interview, you have to show an image. What are you selling? Your services, and of course your presentation too. Even for single people, how they use their social media, if they don't want to be single anymore, is relevant, right? For example, you are more like, I would like a long-term relationship. The things you say, you post, the places you show where you are will kind of sell something in terms of causing impression.
For sure.
Yeah, and the opposite too, right? That, I would like to meet people and have fun. And the guy posts, oh my God, I want to get married in a week. You know, it's not... So it's all about understanding your client and solving problems in a way too, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, we have more questions here. Let me take a look. Okay. Hello, Mari. Hello, Kaveh. Hi, Selena. Marcel Marcel is asking here, what are the career options in digital marketing? Oh, nice question too.
Yes, you can work with, for example, search engine optimization. Like, for example, Google, when you create a website, you want your website to be the first that shows. Right, and the first page at least, or at least when people are looking for the exactly name, to be the first. And like it just like if you create a website, it will not show in the first place, and so you need to do a lot of work to make it work like that.
And you have to invest a considerable amount of money too, right, to be the top ads.
Yes.
And it's monthly or weekly, right? You define the length of the campaign.
Yeah. So you're talking about ads. I'm talking about even like organically.
Okay.
Search engine optimization organically, and then you have the people who like create the art. So you can just work creating art or maybe editing videos.
Okay.
Then you have the people who maybe just work with the data visualization. So they just are the people who will analyze the data and then show to the company and make the suggestions. Like, hey, like we should invest more in that. We should change this and that.
This makes me think of another aspect of the profession. You need to have good communication skills because there will be a lot of meetings. Like if you are this person, you have to convince maybe the department responsible for that the budget is not fit for the campaign or they are going a wrong direction.
Yes, exactly. And like sometimes things don't work and it's difficult to understand why. Because man, like many times because because like you're doing everything right and it just doesn't work, like it's not working, so you have to check like many things. So for example, once I had this idea.
Okay,
let me explain. So you can decide how much money you're going to spend every day.
Okay.
Let's say I just put like 5 reais.
It's possible too, right? To have cheap campaigns.
Yeah, even like 1 real. Like it's possible. So what was the problem? I realized that the money was like being spent, and even before like 3 p.m. the money was already gone.
Okay.
It had used all the money, and then I thought, well, what if there are people that can only like access things at night? So I created 2 campaigns for every. In that case, I was working with post-graduation, so for every course, 32 courses.
Damn.
So I had to create 2 for each one. And
people are like Nazaré 6 to 4.
So I and then we found out that the education courses people were accessing at night.
Okay, makes sense.
And we start to like trying to understand, and then teachers can use the phone in the class. So they are working during the day, and at night they check their social media. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So for those courses, that was the solution, the best solution, to use the money just after 6 p.m.
That's nice. Let's do a brainstorming, and you can help in the chat. Give ideas, guys, of some products that we would sell, and we will try to do like imagine we're having a brainstorming section about our client, and then we can develop a way to do something. I think would be nice. Career options. One more question here from Vanessa. What is his specialty in digital marketing? What does he like to work with the most? Okay, it's for you.
I've only been working with education, so that's my specialty.
The teacher is in you there.
Yeah, yeah. I tried to escape. Like I started. I know.
To escape, like
escape. Like I know it's suspicious, but I love Times Idiomas. So I worked for Times. I decided to leave for another school, and then I had a really bad experience. And I said, I don't want to teach anymore. I don't want to work with education. I will do business. I will work in front of computer, doing Excel. You know, like these things.
And when we do this type of decisions, like destiny laughs at our face. It's like, you won't do that.
yeah. And then I just worked with education. So that's the thing I do the best. And at the same time, it's one of the most difficult things. Like Brazilians, they usually don't spend that much money with education. It's difficult to convince them.
Yeah, it's not a habit or something that they see as an investment. They say spending money and not investing.
Yeah, exactly. And so, in these cases, you need to find the persona. Like we haven't talked here about what is that. So,
good.
Persona is the personification of your clients. So, for example, a good, let's say, client for Times would be a person who work with IT. Because
they are in the chat already.
Because first they have to study a lot, right? They are
all
studying
the time. They're updating
all the time. Yes, like there's a new language every year.
Especially if it's a full stack one.
Something new is always there. Normally they're single, so they don't have to spend with kids, and they have a good salary, right? So you combine.
They will complain about that, but that's for another talk.
So they are like a good person. There are more people. You can have more than one person. I'm just using this as an example.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And just adding up to what you have just said, most of these people, they have job opportunities abroad. That's why learning English is so attractive. And they are tech friendly, so they of course they are. So it's not something that scares them. Okay, I will learn how to express myself in another language for this objective.
So my teacher, he said, he used to say that we are like a donkey, and it's good when we have a carrot in front of us that we follow, but it's good when we also have a carrot behind us, making us move. So they have both, right? Because they have to study a lot, and many things you can only find in English.
Yeah.
When something's new, it takes 3 months, 6 months. So for someone to translate that,
I'm gonna use that analogy a lot now. That analogy a lot. It's a good one.
and at the same time, they have the opportunity. They can have a salary in dollar.
Exactly.
They can live abroad. I had students who told me, "Man, I've just lost a 15,000 salary in Canada
because I don't know how to speak in English."
Yeah, he said, "Man, I have everything. It's my name here, but the English is missing." So this is why this is the perfect person. So how do you find that for the other people in education? So when I was working with post-graduation, we had law courses, we had psychology courses, administration, business, logistics. That was the hard part. I had to look at every course and who's the person for that? That's why I think it's so hard. Depending on what you sell, it's easier to sell. If you're selling a cake, everyone here, you're looking at our Instagram. If you see a cake, you start to salivate instantaneously.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's easier to make a decision. To start a course.
Sorry, I'm laughing because even with a beautiful product such as a cake, there are some people who can screw it up, man. What an ugly cakes we see out there, I'm gonna make a cake with Pikachu face, and then it looks like Silvio Santos riding a bicycle.
For sure.
Yeah, sorry.
When you talk about education, it's a commitment of 1 year, 2 years. And so people, in Brazil, we are always in fear of losing our jobs, of I don't know, something happened.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so hard when you're in this area.
Could you find the correct profile after this time?
Again, for every like I have to say that for some courses I don't think I had time to find the correct people. For example, for logistics was really hard.
Damn, yeah. Damn, that's a good example. Because okay, I'm not making fun of the profession, okay, guys? It's because it's very specific. Like you don't wake up. I'm gonna work with logistics.
Yes.
It would be more something intuitive, like happened to you. You are creative. You are good.
And we have oh man, I forgot the term in English, but like you have people who are like maybe they'll make the decision, and in the end you have people who have already decided.
Okay.
They just don't know exactly where they're going to start. So when you talk about education, usually these people have already decided. Like these people, the IT guys, if you talk to anyone, they will say, "Man, I have to know English. I need to know."
Yeah, we had one here was very nice. The talk.
Yeah. But like again with the cake, like maybe you are not thinking about a cake, but if you see the cake, if it looks delicious, it's dinner time. Oh man.
This is another thing that is very important in this profession, right, Douglas? You have to be opportunistic too. Like in regular marketing, when you are like paying your stuff at the supermarket, you are there. And you have those shelves that we call them kind of impulse shelves. Like you don't want to buy gum there or I don't know, a candy, but because you are there and the thing is like, what do you think? Then you like, and you look again, the chocolate bar is like, what do you think? And then you just buy one. Because you don't need to, but you do it.
Yeah, like some places they like create a line specifically so you can walk through all the products until you have to pay for them. So yeah, exactly, opportunity is a thing. So yeah, for example, nowadays a lot of people are talking about AI. So if I had any product with AI, that was the right time. Probably people will stop talking about that in a few years, and then comes to the next thing. I don't know. Like I'm guessing because things change. Like we don't know.
Yeah. Like, no, it's never gonna go away. Yeah, that would be silly. Yeah.
Actually, for example, even that. Like the university, I don't know about now. Okay. Maybe things have changed. I don't work. I'm not working there anymore. But at the time, I even talked to the teachers, to some directors of the university, and I told them, I did the research, and I said, man, you're not showing up in first place. So you have to do this, and that. But they said, oh man, like. We don't want to invest money in this. We'll pay for Globo G1 to show something. Oh, we have courses now, and it's the time. Like they didn't want to invest that money.
Yeah, and this is something that is tough when you're talking to a stubborn client, because sometimes you have to say, man, your product will not show up to your target audience because your target audience don't read this type of media that you are selecting. And sometimes the person wants to select that media because but I like this one, but you are not your target audience, right? Yeah. It's different.
Yeah, remember when I was talking about at what point of the decision you are? So when I realized that people who want to make post-graduation, they are in the end, I realized, wait, these people are looking on Google to find the right place. And we were at the time using now Meta, Facebook and Instagram, and we weren't having good results. And I was like, for I don't know, 5 months telling my boss, hey, we have to go to Google. We have to go. Google Ads is where the thing's at. But she was stubborn, like you said, because I was not the specialist at the time.
Okay.
She said, "Oh, like you don't know anything. I've been working in
I've
this
been
area."
doing this job for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. So the only time she said, "Okay, you can do whatever you want," was when we spent like 2,000 reais in 1 month with basically no results.
Damn. Yeah, money talks.
Yeah. So she said, "Okay, I'm convinced.
Maybe I was wrong.
I'll try something," and then. Like with Google Ads, we got our first student in less than 2 weeks. So I said, okay, fast. I'm seeing something.
Okay.
So invest a little more. Let's see if we can see something. And then like it worked basically. We were receiving like in a bad day, like 5 emails of people interested.
Okay. So would you agree that if you want to start showing your business online, the first step, the very first would be you have to deeply understand your client, and then you think about the bridge, right? But it starts outside and not inside, right?
Yes, you need to understand your clients, the people who are buying the service or product. And again, sometimes it's hard because sometimes you have a definition of things. You think you understand that, but you don't.
You need to be very open-minded too.
For sure.
Because we can be misled by the stereotypes. This public, this target audience, they don't do that. And you say, what? You know.
Exactly.
All right. How is your relation with the stubborn? Okay, not this stubborn, but with your clients in general. Douglas, a lot of hassles, or no? It's okay. Most of they are okay.
I like sometimes I do what the person says.
Sometimes.
No, let me explain. But I always advise, and I tell them, listen, you are paying for an expert. But you want to do what you want to do. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you pay for an expert, right?
But that's a very good argument. Why am I here for? You know?
Yeah, like you wanted like someone who knows the things, but you would still want to do things the way you were doing before.
Can you, without of course telling names, tell an example of that? I have one example that is like people will relate. Let's suppose it's a brand of food, for example, and the person wants to use a brown in the logo, for example, or I don't know, a shade of green that will make people
disgusting.
Exactly that. Because we had a case at the university that we studied. It was about a restaurant that the guys had the perfect setting, good chef, good food, good everything, but nobody was coming back to this restaurant. And then they hired an expert in the design, interior design. And the person said, well, of course, the shade of green that you are using for your walls, when the light hits and it hits back on the food, makes the food looks like it's kind of spoiled.
Repulsive.
So people they don't know why, but they felt disgusted at the restaurant.
They don't understand why.
And the guy, too, he was lost. They changed the colors of the restaurant. Business started to happen, like properly.
Yeah, so, if you go to many like burger shops,
red, yellow.
You see like there's a light, yellow light, like on the top of your table. Just to make things look better.
I should have a yellow light everywhere I go then. Like buy a yellow light hat, Okay, is the time that I want to ask that question, I don't know if I'm gonna check the chat in a minute. Yeah, this is very interesting stuff, guys. Maybe you can tell a story in the chat. I don't know if it was only me, I don't think so. But sometimes this happens. For example, you are having a chat like we are here, and the spy is closed. Your cell phone is closed. And then, for example, oh my God, I want to buy a boat. I have a lot of money, Douglas, and I would like to invest in a boat. Oh my God, I really need a boat. Then I open like a social media. The first thing that happens, if you want boats, go to Wilson's and you have the best, and the ads starts to show up as if my cell phone was listening what I was saying.
Yes.
Does it make any sense, or this is like a foil hat conspiracy thing?
Listen. I've watched some videos where people make those tests. Like and by the way, like they cover the phone with tinfoil. By the way, and it works.
Oh, you see, I don't create the stereotypes. I just share them.
But I had an experience that was really, let's say, creepy. So my phone at the time was in Portuguese.
Okay.
And my YouTube, I had just one account that I created for games.
Okay.
So every content was about games.
All right.
And so I was at the university and I was using a computer, not the phone. The phone was on the table.
Okay.
And we were actually in a program where we had to talk to people from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we need someone who knows English to help us. I was there helping them. And they wanted to know, what kind of religions do you have in Brazil? And I said, most are Christian. We have Catholics. We have the others.
The first picture in your phone was R.R. Soares.
So listen, and I told them, there is, I don't know how to say in English. I think it's Spiritism.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Spiritism. And then I started to explain, and I said, if you look for Chico Xavier, like he's like the most important person about this religion. So I talked about that for like 5 minutes. We closed the call. I took my phone, opened YouTube, first thing, Chico Xavier.
Damn.
Yeah.
The life of Chico Xavier. And I was, what?
What would have been weird if it was like a paranormal activity, and they're like, oh my god, I need to go to church.
Man, I have never looked for like religions at all, especially in that account. And then was showing me.
Okay, so what you are saying, prepare for the cut, Mauricio, is that our cell phones spy on us?
Yes, I believe so.
Now we have our cut. Okay, tinfoil hat guy. You see, man? Yeah, you are not completely wrong. Because my example was kind of funny. I said I thought I would be a father, and the moment I said that, I said, no, you're fine, you're just a little late, blah blah blah. I entered on Facebook and was like, I've never seen diapers ads, and was like, diapers ads. I said, what the hell?
But like in this case, for example, if you're talking to a person on WhatsApp, WhatsApp like is controlled by Meta. That controls Facebook and Instagram. That's why WhatsApp is free. They use the data to sell us ads.
So it's not free. Nothing's free.
Nothing. When something's free, you are the product.
Oh, that's another good cut. If something is free, you are the product. Oh my god, man. You are a walking ad. Ironically enough, you are a walking ad. Let me take a look at the chat here. I knew it. All right. What career options you already answered? Okay. If you would start now, what hints would you? Okay. What hints would you give before we start?
Be open-minded. Like you learn some things, but like sometimes like. Real life sometimes doesn't work the same as on paper, especially because maybe you live in the countryside.
Okay.
In Brazil, people have different tastes. People think differently, and also, like, even if something doesn't seem right, like try it out. That's the magic of like this kind of ads. You can try many things. So. In another question, you were asking like about stubborn clients. So sometimes I used to do what I used to do. So for example, they said, you have 10 reais for every ad. So I would use 9 and create a second ad with one reel.
And then you say, look, here.
Yes, and I would compare and show them, see, like it works. Like, what if we try 10 heads?
That's a very good strategy, because you are not in conflict with your client. You are showing, like Tom Cruise, help me to help you.
yeah.
Like I invested 10% of your budget and I had better results.
Yes.
Money talks in this aspect.
Yes, because they just want the results. That's the thing.
Okay.
And so if I'm showing them, hey, I tried that, it works. Like, what about investing more money? And another thing is that sometimes just putting a truckload of money won't make things work, because you have a limitation. So for example, I am in Jaguariúna, right? Jaguariúna has like 55,000 people, 60,000 people, you know? And how many people are graduated and can do and want to do a post-graduation?
Okay, and the niche is very restrict.
Yes.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you put like 2,000 reais a month, like you will not, that you will find the limits.
Okay.
And it's good to like respect that. Sorry, because you will throw money, like will burn money away, and maybe you can get a little, how can I say, like confused. Like, for example, my boss, like she thought once that, oh, so it's not working anymore, we'll have to try something else, and then we found out, no, it's just the limit. Like, we can't sell more than that in this area. Now we have to try another city.
Understand.
And then we started doing online courses. We just like here, like I just got a webcam that was full HD, and we did some tests and the lights, and it worked. So we start doing online.
So now you don't have the geographical limitation anymore.
Yes.
It was a very, very good idea. Okay, we're almost running out of time. I told you it would be fast. But that's what he says. I know. But something that I would like to know. Let's suppose I want that would be a standard advice actually. I want my business to start growing in social media. Okay, I know it depends on each specific business, but to have more followings, people talking, what do you think would be a good strategy? Because the standard I see is like people offer something for free, like a storytelling, you know. They offer something for free for a period, and then if you like this and you want more, and then, you know.
Like an ebook.
Yeah.
Like it works, right? But you... Like, first thing you need to, like, frequency. Like, frequency is important. And you need to find the right time to post things. And this is difficult to find.
Yeah.
Like the first month, you just have to try it out, you know.
Okay.
Post every day, post different, at different times, and see what works better.
What will dictate that is exactly the lifestyle of your audience, like happened with the teachers.
And again, like maybe you find out that some people, they like to just to watch content at night, in the morning. It depends. For example, IT guys, like probably everyone, they work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or sometimes 6 p.m. So at this time, like it's not a good time to post anything. But during the midday, it's a good time because they're checking.
Yeah, they're having lunch and they're on the. That's very nice. Okay, let's go to the foil hat again.
I like this topic.
Yeah, me too, man. We can have another chat only focus on that. But I studied a lot of mass manipulation techniques and how to use it, how people using ads. So, for example, and not only in political campaigns that we use a lot, you know, the fear strategy, the, you know, paradise strategy, all the story they tell in an ad. Do you think this is kind of decreasing nowadays, or you still see, like you said, what are they trying to do here? Are people still using ads to manipulate people?
Man, I've seen this a lot with video games. Something called FOMO, fear of missing out. So, for example, Fortnite is the most popular game. and what they do is, we have these characters only during this month. They call it a season. Only during the season.
The scarcity strategy.
Yeah, if you don't buy it, we won't have another opportunity to do that. And so fear of missing out. And like many times what they do is, you can buy with the money in the game, but it's so difficult to get this money with the time you have. You have usually like 30 days or 40 days, depends on the game. And so like you would have to, spend like 4 hours a day playing every day to get this for free. And then like when you are close to the last days, you will see, man, I won't have time. I invested so much time, like it's not gonna work. I'll have to put money.
And if the person is playing 4 hours a day, he's already addicted in the game, like he's consuming a lot.
And that's another thing, like we have the fear of missing out, and we have the cost sunk fallacy. Like when you've spent so much time into something, like if you stop now, all that time was for nothing. So think, man, I'll have to pay for that just this time. But you will do it again and again and again.
That's the psychology behind advertising. We understand, study human needs, how our brain operates, and then these strategies are effective. Are you seeing this in movies too? Because I remember when I studied Edward Bernays, and the guy was kind of weird, but he was genius. Like he wanted people to smoke more. So he would go to Hollywood, and after every sex scene, people would light up a cigarette. And then people will make the link, pleasure, cigarette. And even today, sometimes you see in soap operas, people are like...
like it's like the sign, like... you see people together, you see people in a bed, they're smoking. You understand everything.
You see, but it could be anything else. Could be, you eat a paçoca. Could be anything. But it was cigarettes.
Man, in movies, I'm not sure, man. I have to say I'm not sure. I know that like they use movies to, like, sometimes they use that to teach us about something. So I remember there was a spider movie, and man, I don't remember which one, but there was a scene where there was a statue, and they make a comment about the statue, that the person in that statue that was famous in the United States was a racist person. And he said, no, he wasn't. And then he looks at another black guy, and the guy says, just do that. Like, just a funny moment. But you understand, right? So, like, it makes you think, man, like, why?
It is never an accident. If it's there, it's for a purpose.
Yes. And it's nice that it's there, right? Because it makes you think.
Exactly.
Like, why do we have a statue of a person? Like, when you have a statue, it's an important person, right? Like a person that we need to reflect about their acts. So So
I remember this when you made the gesture.
So maybe we, like, I don't know, because I haven't had time to watch TV series and movies, but maybe they use that to, I don't know, like you said, maybe
sell ideas.
Yes, like after some kind of scene, they drink whiskey, or in that situation, they use a different product, things like that.
Okay, so you can leave in the comments after we finish, guys. What are you things that you are seeing on your everyday routine? That you say, they're trying to sell me something, okay? And check your phones too. Douglas, thank you so much, man. It was a very nice chat. Say something before we go. Would you like to give a final message to our listeners?
Final message.
Yeah.
Again, like, this is an area that I think it's very interesting. If you don't like routine, that's the perfect area, because things change all the time. You need to adapt yourself, and you need to, like, there's always something new on the horizon. And I'm really loving this area. Like, you know, like when you do many things in your life and then, oh, that's it. I think that's it.
Nice.
So I think maybe that's it for you.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for the questions, for the message. Don't forget, we will be posting these lives weekly, okay? I am Maick Ofel, and next week, episode 13 of Talking Times. Bye-bye, team
Bye.
foil hats.